yeah, you'd probably be a drooling mess. So Atticus manages to cripple Odin. Gunnar Magnusson gets killed. I forget by who now. And Vainamirnen gets killed. But at the end of the battle, Leif manages to kill Thor. But in the process of killing Thor, he gets his head smooshed. And Atticus, still thinking Leif to be his friend and having this sort of loyalty to him, does his best to bind the bits together and takes Leif and Gunnar's body and Perun and Shangri-La back to Midgard/Earth, and they all go into hiding, and Leif goes back to Tempe, where the pack doctor is going to do his best to repair him. Because vampires, it's very hard to kill vampires in this universe, okay? Like, you don't just stake their heart. You gotta stake their heart and chop off their heads, because that's where their power comes, is in the middle of their chest and in their heads. And so you've gotta snuff out those two centers of power. Well, having his head smooshed meant that only one of those, and so technically, yeah, eventually he'd have his head regenerate at some point, but Atticus was trying to facilitate that and speed that process along with the best of intentions. And that is hammered. See, like I said, it's seriously one of the most, if not the most important, because this is where Atticus does the most cock-ups and sets in motion a shitstorm of nonsense, which puts it mildly, that basically sets up the rest of the book series. But it is one of my least favorite books because it's just basically, let's go kill Thor, you know? Like, it's not that it isn't action-packed, and it isn't that it's funny. It's a really great book. Go read it if you haven't already. Hopefully you have. That's why you're listening to this. But it just, it's not as involved as Hexed or any of the other books. So, Scourged specifically. Oh my gosh, wait till we get there. But it's a good book, and like I said, it sets up, because you got to remember the Norns are dead. So all the Norse prophecies about Ragnarok, which is their apocalypse, all that is null and void. Thor is dead. And Atticus has now managed to peg himself inadvertently as a deicidal maniac. And so, and he's pissed off the Romans, which you don't piss off the Romans. I mean, that's kind of appropriate because the Romans really fucked over the Druids, and they're the reason why Atticus is the last Druid. But you don't piss off the Romans because the Roman gods are truly immortal, are 100% immortal. Like, you can chop them to a bunch of bits, and then they'll regenerate on Olympus and come back and kill you again. And so they're 100% immortal, as opposed to the Norse, or the Tuatha De Danann, or Tua De Danann, I don't know. The Norse are the Celtic gods, or the Slavic gods, or, you know, any of the other much more anthropomorphic gods, where they can be killed and they can be defeated, and they will stay that way. supposedly. We'll get into that later. So, that's Hammered for you. That's Hammered. Thor's dead. Ragnarok is up in the air. So, that's all I have to say about that. Thrice cursed thunder gods. Actually, we're supposed to get some rain here today where I live in Abilene. Side note that has nothing to do with Hammered. But anytime there's a really good thunderstorm, like, I now go out and I go, well done, Perun. Golf claps. Like, yay, Perun! Because I love Perun. I really, really do. He is now my favorite thunder god ever. So, that's all I have to say about that. If you would like to contact me anywhere on the internet, what you need to be looking for is PurpleBecca923. That's PurpleBecca 923. That is my username on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. With regards to Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat, I always follow back, unless and until you send me something inappropriate, in which case you'll be dealt with accordingly. And my life will go on. PurpleBecca923 at gmail.com is the email address. PurpleBecca923.com is the website. Ah! Uniformity! Hooray! So, until next time, remember that education is fresh, learning can be fun, so go out there, create what you deserve, and fly with the penguins. Toodaloo!